The moment I felt Sadi's heel crush my hand against the locker, I knew something dark lingered in these halls. Then I heard that low whistle. Kieran Lombard's name on everyone's lips. And his fist cracked Sade's smug grin like thunder. The hallway fell silent. Blood trickled from her lip as Kieran yanked me free, pressing me behind his broad chest. "Stay down," he growled, eyes smoldering. My breath hitched, my world shifted. I was just Foliym, the girl who spoke only when spoken to. Now, every eye stared at us.
Alakaztra Fairy Folktales.
I'd been invisible for as long as I could remember. I wore plain uniforms, kept my head down, and used my pen to make art no one saw. My voice was a secret I locked away, but the bullies noticed me anyway. Boys like Jackson shoving my books, girls like Chloe tripping me in the cafeteria. Their laughter rang like torture. No one ever stopped them. Until Kieran Lombard ruled these halls by reputation. They whispered he was the nephew of the city's most feared crime lord. Rumors said he had blood on his hands, but he never laid a finger on me unless he was saving me. I saw him cradle my trembling elbow after Jackson's shove, brush a strand of hair from my face when Chloe spat insults, and stand between me and Sade's gang like a living wall. The first time I noticed him properly was right after he knocked Jackson's fist onto the floor. I looked up into those stormy eyes and saw something I didn't expect. Concern. He studied me like I was fragile glass. "I'm sorry," he muttered and offered his hand. My fingers brushed against his rough skin. I wanted to retreat, but instead I nodded. For the first time, someone saw me. In my childhood, words stung like needles. I never learned to fight back. Yet every day after that, I waited for Kieran at the lockers. Sometimes I caught him watching me from across the hall, his jaw tight, like he wished he could say something but held back. Other days, I found him waiting at the gate when I left school, his leather jacket draped over his arm. I asked myself why he cared. Then came the day of the culture fair. The courtyard burst with color. Drums, dancing, costumes. I sketched the crowd, my table lonely in the corner. Jackson and his friends circled me, jeering at my drawings. Chloe grabbed my arm. "Cute freak, your art is trash." My sketchbook snapped shut. Jackson stomped on it, pages fluttering like wounded birds. My tears fell. Before I could beg them to stop, Kieran was there. He shoved Jackson to the ground and scattered the boys like skittles. He knelt to pick up my sketchbook. "Here," he said softly. "You deserve better." I tucked my art away, voice stuck in my throat. Kieran's hand lingered on my shoulder, warm and steady. For a moment, I thought the world paused for us. Then Jackson's angry shout snapped me back. Kieran's eyes flashed. "Nothing touches her," he said. And with that promise, I felt something fierce bloom in my chest. Word spread that he was defending some ghost of a girl no one cared about. Whispers mocked, "Why help her?" But no one understood how safe I felt with his shadow over me. When Sade tried to trip me in the hallway, Kieran caught her wrist. When Jackson smeared food on my cheek, Kieran stepped in and shoved him back hard enough he stumbled. Each rescue left me trembling with gratitude and something more, something I dared not name. One rainy afternoon, I found Kieran in the art room painting a mural of a jacaranda tree at sunset. Rain dripped from his jacket. I hovered by the door. He didn't look at me at first. Then he set his brush down and offered me a wooden bracelet carved with a tiny flower. "I saw this on the ground," he said. "I thought it might suit you." My fingers closed around it. The warm grain of the wood felt like a promise. Days later, we sat on the rooftop, the city sprawling beneath us. I traced the grooves of the bracelet. "Why do you keep saving me?" I whispered. He turned away. "Because you deserve someone who fights for you," he said. There was a pain in his voice, as if he fought to keep it from breaking. I wanted to tell him I felt the same, but my words stayed buried. Rumors flew about his family. Deals, violence, secrets. Teachers steered clear, parents warned their kids. Yet Kieran showed kindness that no one expected. He handed food to the school janitors, paid for textbooks when the library ran low, tipped the street vendors who lined our commute. He saved stray puppies, offered his lunch to a hungry classmate. And he saved me. Over and over again. At night, I lay awake, the bracelet warm on my wrist, replaying his rescues. Each time he stood between me and the bullies, he risked drawing more attention. But he never said no. My quiet heart began to whisper his name. I doodled his face in my notebook. Strong jaw, kind eyes, that protective stance. When I saw him in class, my voice trembled. Thank you. He'd smile, that half smile that made my stomach flip, and say, always. Then the threats started. A message in my locker. Tell him back off or I'll make you wish you were invisible. My blood ran cold. I crumpled it. That night, a black SUV idled outside the school gates. I froze under the street lamp. My phone buzzed. Another photo. Me alone. Tears streaked. Before I could scream, Kieran's voice rumbled behind me. I told you they won't touch you. He slipped between me and the headlights. His hand found mine. I'm not going anywhere. We met at the old warehouse, an empty echo of menace. Victor Russo, a rival boss, stepped forward. Your little ghost can't hide forever. He sneered. Men in suits fanned out. Kieran squared his shoulders. Let her go, he said. Victor laughed. Or what? He gestured to his men. 2 of them charged me. In a blur, Kieran's fists flew, every punch a defiance. My heart pounded as I watched him fight. Not just for his pride, but for me. When the dust settled, he stood bruised but unbowed. Victor held a gun to Kieran's temple. My voice broke the night. No. Victor froze. In that instant, I noticed the bracelet around Kieran's neck. I gasped. My hand shot out to touch it. He blinked. The wood carved in a jacaranda bloom. The same bracelet he gave me in the art room. Hung against his shirt. Memories tumbled back. I was 7, lost and crying in the market. A boy knelt beside me, wrapped his coat around my shoulders, and dropped this bracelet into my hand before vanishing. That boy was Kieran. Foliym? He whispered, breath shaky. Victor's lips curled into a grin that faltered. Kieran seized the moment, wrestled the gun from Victor's grip, and threw it aside. Victor's gang melted into the shadows. Rain began to fall, washing the warehouse floor. I stumbled into Kieran's arms, my voice trembling. You saved me. Back then. He pressed me tight. Always, he said. No matter what. We walked back to the school in the soft rain, water dripping from our hair. In the deserted courtyard, I held the bracelet up to the neon glow. I never knew it was you. Kieran brushed a wet curl from my face. We were meant to find each other again, he said. His voice was gentle but fierce, like he carried my life in his hands. The next morning, the hallways buzzed with news of Victor's retreat. Jackson and Chloe avoided me in the cafeteria. Sade steered clear of my locker. I wore my bracelet proudly, no longer hiding. Kieran caught my eye across the hall. He winked, that stormy look softening into a smile. I raised my hand in a quiet wave. He strode over and slipped his hand into mine. I used to think silence was safety. But with Kieran at my side, I learned that courage is louder. I'm still Foliym. The quiet girl, but no longer invisible. Each time Kieran protects me, he shows me love is a shield worth fighting for. And as we step into the bright morning, I know our story has only just begun. Together, we will face whatever comes next. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this.